you didn't get burned?
Stuntman.
Dang! Help! Help!
Bert, look!
Holy ejection seats, it worked!
Help! Get us down from here!
Call the police. Have them pick those two up.
Hello? Hello? It's dead.
It's a prop, Bert. Use your cell phone. We've got a date with some orphans.
Any more bright ideas?
I'm thinking.
Okay, guys, all right, then don't push. There's enough of us to go around. Well, hello, foxy lady. You're a tall orphan. Are you up for adoption?
Oh, some things never change.
So all's well that ends well in a city that tears down its old buildings but treasures its old television series. A happy ending all around. Happy actors, happy children, happy audiences, happy network. And me, I'm Lyle Waggoner. And if I'd have played that part, we'd still be on the air.
An orphan just stole the Batmobile.
A real orphan?
Or a villain disguised as an orphan?
Should we call the police?
Haven't they got enough on their plates? I've got the time. Bert.
Why not?
The thrill of the chase, my friend. The thrill of the chase.
Tomorrow at 8, Mel Gibson stars as veteran of the French-Indian War who's reluctantly drawn into the American Revolution. It's The Patriot. That's tomorrow, 8 here on City.
Batman, Batman, twisting them all. Always on point when the commissioner call. Fit the fly when the bat signal lit the sky. Move meticulous, stay in the shadow, mystify. King Crusaders got the regulators. Erasing the haters, making it safer for the neighbors. Cause Joker's still up to his same old tricks. And Catwoman still just the same old chick.
Monday, in an age of conflict, one man fights for his family.
I'm not a child! You're my child!
And freedom.
Before this war's over, I'm going to kill you.
Mel Gibson, The Patriot, Monday on City. This is City TV, everywhere.
Spend more.
It's including Best Picture. Oscar winner Julie Andrews stars in The Sound of Music. Sunday at 7, 6 Central after Mrs. Doubtfire, Saturday at 8, 7 Central on ABC.
Don't let the party start without you. Be there live in Times Square for Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Nelly, Rod Stewart, Third Eye Blind, and more. New Year's Eve starting at 10, 9 Central only on ABC.
That drop, remember that?
Oh, wow.
That's house drop. And here, look who just dropped in. Yes,
hey, it's
the Bear. How you doing, Bear?
Merry Christmas, you two.
Thank you,
how's
Bear.
everybody back at the Big Blue House?
Oh, we've been having a wonderful morning, but I had to stop by and say hi to you guys
We
and do a little
appreciate that.
cha-cha with everybody.
Yeah. How does the Bear celebrate holidays?
Well, we have a tradition back at the Big Blue House called the Christmas Helpers.
The Christmas Helpers, really?
Yes. For breakfast, I have the Christmas Helpers, Pip and Pop, pass out the triple berry pancakes. And they kind of do it Frisbee style.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then for caroling, I have the Christmas Helpers, Ojo and Trilo, who pass out the Christmas caroling book and get to pick the songs. And then, of course, there's the Christmas helper to pass out the presents, who is Tutter.
Wow.
A little mouse carrying a lot of presents takes a long time.
No
This
kidding.
is some holiday you have.
Oh, yes.
Now, I understand that you want to be a talk show host. You want to host a parade.
Well, yes, I thought I'd be your cub reporter for this segment.
Give you your chance right now, Barry. You ready for this?
Yes, I am. Okay.
We have Wayne Brady out there on Main Street. We
Okay.
got to throw it to him. It's all yours. Go
Okay,
ahead.
let's check in with Wayne on Main Street. How's it going, Wayne?
Thank you very much, Bear. Bear, good job, by the way. Very, very nice job. You have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you, Wayne.
Thank you, sir. Oh, so I'm here, Bear, with a couple friends of mine. These kids have been waiting to see the parade, and they're really excited. So I know what Christmas means to me, so I just want to ask them a few questions. Hey, guys, what's your name?
Hannah.
Hannah? What do you like about Christmas?
I don't know.
Do you know anything about regifting?
No.
Has anyone ever given you a gift that you didn't like?
No.
So you like all gifts?
Yeah.
Make all gifts out to Hannah. Dear Santa, you are? She is bashful. We have one of the 7 dwarfs, everyone. It's bashful. And you are?
Tiana.
Excuse me?
Tiana.
Tiana. And what do you want for Christmas?
My two-tone teeth.
Your 2 front teeth. Take a look. Look at that. Well, I don't know if you'll get it in time for Christmas, but at least by Easter. And what's your name?
Emily.
Emily? Do you cook?
No.
Do you want to learn?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. It had nothing to do with Christmas. You guys wait, I want to introduce you to someone. I'm really excited because as I was talking to these guys, look, it's Mike and Sully. These are the best monsters in the world. Hey guys, how are you? Look at that. I'm gonna go ahead and hang out with the monsters. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Wade. It's Mike and Sully from the Disney Pixar film Monsters Incorporated.
Mike Wazowski. Now, there's a guy I could really relate to. He's clever. He's funny.
And he's got a really big head.
He sure does.
They're visiting from the Stars and Motor Cars Parade at the Disney MGM Studios, and that's where Meredith Vieira is right now.
You all know Meredith. She's seen every day on ABC's The View, and now she's hosting Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Neurological effects of caffeine are similar to that of cocaine.
The organic cell seems like a separate thing.
I got this night
separate.
a girl named Sharonda. I found her on a bus stop 2 days out of Georgia.
You're messing up this project.
The following program contains scenes with nudity, sexuality, violence, and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
I hope everybody saved room for dessert.
Uncle Danny doesn't like clean peaches?
Cling peaches, not clean, as in clingstone. And who says Uncle Danny doesn't like cling peaches? Uncle Danny loves cling peaches. He just can't have any.
Why can't he have any?
Because he has the diabetes.
Hit me. Hit me again.
You used to have that plum tree in the backyard?
Again.
It wasn't a plum tree.
You should have hold.
It was
Don't tell me when to hold. Hit me.
Nectarines. Are you sure it was nectarines? I thought it was plums. First thing that goes is the memory. Oh. It was over what? Well, I made ham for Christmas, just like ham. I made her a capon, but she still didn't like it. Everybody else was eating ham. That's so like her. When her daughter got a tattoo, she said, I don't have a daughter. I remember. How can anyone say that they don't have a daughter? She's so vindictive. Nothing was ever good enough for her. Oh, my God, it was so sweet. She's a big girl. No, she got her stomach stapled. She did that? Yeah, she lost almost 200 pounds. No kidding. Yeah, she got married. She did. She married a foot doctor. She was so sweet. Yeah, and then she married a foot doctor. I went to the foot doctor. For your corns? For my bone spur. You had a bone spur? Painful like you would not believe. Did you get the surgery? They did. Doctors. What they can't do today.
It's a beautiful night here in Hollywood, and we're coming to you live from Garland's Chinese Theater for the world premiere of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's The Wizard of Oz. And now, two of the featured players from The Wizard of Oz, Miss Billy Burke and Miss Margaret Hamilton. The Good Witch and the Bad Witch arriving together.
Miss Burke, how do you feel about being here tonight?
Sonny. Tried me, kid. Back to journalism school, kid. Yeah.
Come on, hold on. Come in here. Watch this way. Did you look to your left? Move over, Arnie. I gotta get a shot here.
Three more featured players from the film: The Scarecrow, The Tin Man, and The Cowardly Lion. Ray Bolger, Jack Haley, and Burt Law. Come on here, folks. Say hello to the folks in the audience.
Thank you, Mr. Burke.
Right this way, ma'am. Welcome to Wizard of Oz. I got it.
Why'd you take a picture of her?
I don't know. Who is she?
Who knows?
Forget it, nobody.
And here we have Wallace Beery and his lovely daughter, Carol Ann.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Aren't you Mrs. L. Frank Baum?
You know who I am?
Yes, ma'am, I surely do. Could I talk with you for a few moments?
If you wish. Are you sure that's not your story, though?
Oh, no, ma'am. No, it's you I want to talk with.
And here we have the motion picture's producer, Mervyn Leroy, and the director, Victor Fleming. And here comes a wizard himself, Mr. Frank Morgan.
Charming.
Yes. You used to live in Hollywood, don't you, Mrs. Baum, at Oscott, the house you and Mr. Baum built in 1910?
Oh, my goodness, you are informed, aren't you?
Well, I wrote a term paper on Mr. Baum in college.
Oh, did you?
I know quite a bit about your life with him, but there's so much more I'm curious about.
May I ask why?
Well, because I love the Oz books. I've read all of them more than once. And I'd really love to know how they came to be written, especially The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
I think you're talking about more than a few moments, young man.
Well, I'll sit here as long as you will, Mrs. Baum.
Well...
Was Mr. Baum a writer when you first met him?
Oh, no. He was an actor with a touring Shakespearean company.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy.
They performed all of the classics, not necessarily well. It wasn't the finest company around, and Frank didn't necessarily get the finest roles.
Hello.
Hello, Henry.
Sis, how are you?
I'm so glad you could come to my party.
Well, I'm so glad that we were performing nearby.
Are you still getting those nosebleeds?
I'm fine.
Oh, Frank, how many heart specialists will it take?
Sis, I am here for a party.
Maybe you shouldn't be performing so much?
I don't want to hear that again. You know I love acting, and there's nothing more important to me at all. Nothing.
Oh, I seem to recall a time when there was nothing more important to you than being a printer. A time when there was nothing more important to you than being a reporter,
Sis.
a lyricist,
Yes, I remember.
editor,
All right.
a writer,
All
a chicken breeder.
A darn fine chicken breeder, if you'll recall.
Now, I'll tell you why I invited you.
Well, I assume it's because I'm your brother and you love me.
Not at all. There's a young lady I want you to meet.
Oh, no, not another one.
This is not just another one, Frank.
I'll just stay back
This
here.
one is special.
Harriet.
She's rooming with cousin Josephina Cornell.
So she's educated.
Yeah, oh, she's more than educated. She has a quick mind, a sense of humor, and she's pretty, too.
Oh? What's her name?
Maud Gage.
Matilda Gage's daughter? Are you deranged? She'll skin me alive.
Frank, don't be silly. Her mother's just a suffragette.
Her mother hates men, Harriet.
No, she does not hate men. She's concerned with women's rights, that's all. Now, come along.
Maud Gage, I don't know what to say to someone like that. Smile.
Maud. This is my brother, Frank. His mouth doesn't always hang open like that. Frank, I want you to know Maud Gage. I'm sure you'll love her.
Consider yourself loved, Miss Gage.
I take that as a promise, Mr. Baum. Please see that you live up to it.
Dancing, everyone!
Our courtship grew as the seasons passed. Frank visited me at Cornell University whenever he was performing nearby. And when I was home from school, he came to my house as often as possible. I remember, in particular, one evening during the following summer.
I used to write little stories when I was 14, 15. I even published a few of them myself after my father bought me an old printing press.
Why did you stop?
I don't know. I guess I decided acting was more important to me. They're like each other in a way, using your mind to create an imaginary world.
I envy you. I never could do that. I'm much too logical.
Sure you can.
I wish I could.
Close your eyes. Go ahead, close your eyes right now. That's it. Now, what do you see? You see what?
The inside of a closet.
No. What do you see?
The bottom of a well.
It doesn't have to... Ma, we're going to use your mind's eye. And that's exactly what it is. It's an eye. An eye that you can actually see with. Listen to me. Listen to me very carefully. You're going to see a lovely countryside. In front of you, a landscape in a magical, faraway place. And as I describe it to you, you're going to see it as though it's really there. Just listen to me. The gently rolling countryside is bathed in golden sunlight. Its ground is carpeted with thick, soft grass. Everywhere you look, there are tall and stately trees with rich, luscious fruit hanging from the branches. Islands of dark green bushes dot the landscape, and flowers grow everywhere in the trees on the mountains, beside beautiful babbling brooks and majestic cascading waterfalls. Skies of pink and blue and purple serenely surround the magic land. Birds with rare and brilliant plumage dart through the air and flutter in all the trees and bushes, singing joyously.
Oh,
What is it?
I saw it. For a moment there, I saw it.
I knew you could do it. I knew it. I know you, Maud. 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 Marry me now, Maud. Will you?
I'll go speak to Mother.
You mean you will marry me?
Did you ever doubt it, Mr. Baum?
What? You want to give up your education to marry an actor?
Mother, I want to marry Frank.
Are you aware of what you're throwing away? An opportunity no woman of my generation could ever hope for. An opportunity few women of your generation can hope for. You are one of the first women ever to graduate from Cornell University. And you have been accepted by Columbia Law School. It's up to you to set an example for women who have never had that opportunity.
I cannot fulfill your dreams, Mother.
Oh, I will not let you be a darn fool and throw all that away to marry an actor.
If that's the way you feel about it. Goodbye.
What do you mean, goodbye?
You just told me I'd be a darn fool to marry an actor. Well, I love Frank, and I am going to marry him, so naturally, you won't want a darn fool around the house.
She's right, Ma.
What?
I have no right to ask you to give up your education. Being accepted to Columbia Law School is a fantastic opportunity. How can I ask you to give up all that just to marry me? It's true, I am an actor. I have nothing. All I can offer you is my heart.
Don't ever talk like that again. Do you hear me, Lyman Frank Baum? You are a talented man with a rare gift of imagination. You are bringing color and excitement and magic into my life. Don't ever tell me that all you can offer me is your heart, though it would be more than enough. Now, let's get married.
Yes, ma'am.
Without you, I'm a shipwrecked soul, lost forever on love's lonely island.
The first years of our marriage were a little hectic as we toured across half the country, living in hotels and boarding rooms of every kind, performing in hundreds of theaters. Frank finally got a role he could sink his teeth into.
You must stay away.
If I can't have you, Beatrice, no one shall.
Oh, no, Lionel. No, please. Lionel, have you gone mad?
Yes, Beatrice, mad with desire.
No, Lionel, please.
Corporal, apprehend that man.
You'll regret this.
The only regret I've ever had was entrusting you. Take him away, Bosley. Villain!
He's quite good, isn't he?
Yeah, kid's great. Oh, Beatrice. Oh. Whatever shall I tell your fiancé? To have the flame of life snuffed out in the bloom of youth. Oh. Oh, Beatrice. Oh. Oh. Ow. Fire. Fire! Everybody get out of here! Put it out! Get him out of the Put it out, you idiot! Come on, get out! Come on, come with me.
Can I get out? Come on, everybody out!
Hey, did you get that thing working? Fire! Get up! Fire!
Hey, enough of that. Tough luck, Frank, right in the middle of your big scene.
Forget about his big scene. What about my salary?
The salary's burning up in there. Let's get back to the hotel.
Frank,
Idiot.
Just can't live like this anymore.
This is the first time we've ever had a theater burn up on us, Maud.
It isn't just the theater burning up, it's everything. We can't live like this.
I know it's hard. Touring is hard.
Our child can't live like this.
I promise you it'll get better. Child? Our child?
December.
Oh, Mom, why didn't you tell me sooner?
I didn't want to worry you.
Well, we'll get a house. We'll settle down. I promise you everything will be wonderful. Oh, Marlo, you make me so happy. Oh, wait. Get off your feet. I'm sorry. We're going to have a baby. We're going to be a family. We're going to have a baby. We're going to have a baby in December.
On December 4th, 1883, Frank Jocelyn Baum was born. Frank loved telling our new baby stories about magical, faraway places.
He likes it.
He would hold Frank Jr. for hours and captivate him with his imagination.
Yes, Princess.
Frank had given up his life in the theater to support our family, but he often joked that he finally had, however small, his own captive audience. Several years went by, and Frank took a job in Syracuse running a retail outlet store for an oil company. He did the best he could to be successful at his job, even though it didn't exactly challenge him.
What are you doing?
Getting ready for church.
Why didn't you wake me?
I'd rather you slept, Frank. You need the rest. You've been working awfully long hours lately.
No, I feel fine. Just let me shave. I'll be ready in no time. Have you seen my razors?
Papa!
Where's Bunny?
Papa!
Bunny?
Papa!
Son, get back in there.
I can't.
Stay right there. Don't move.
Where is he?
He's in the attic window.
Oh, my God.
Shh, don't startle him. Wait there. Hello, Bunny?
Hello, Papa.
What are you doing out there?
You told me, never play in the house with your razors.
Well, that makes sense. Even though it is a little dangerous, isn't it?
I'm afraid I'm gonna fall.
You're not going to fall. Just hang on. Don't look down. Listen to me. Did I ever tell you about the magic land that was so very far away? It was so very far away, you could never get to it even by carriage or boat or train. You had to fly there.
Papa!
Bunny, you're all right. Just don't look down. Listen to me. You had to fly to it in your house. But only if a wind came up, a big wind like a cyclone, could you fly to it. But you had to hang on really, really tight. And it happened to a little boy once, just like you. I'm all right. The little boy lived in a place where cyclones happened every year. His mama and papa, they were out when it happened. And the little boy was in the house taking a nap. And then the cyclone came and picked him and the house up and spun him around and around. And they finally landed in the magic land.
Come here, sweetheart.
Go to your mother. Go to your mother.
I want to hear the rest of the story.
You see what happens when you leave your razors out where little hands can reach them?
I want to hear about the magic land.
You will.
Okay, so what's this picture all about now?
This is Mr. Tips. Mommy, why can't Mr. Tips fly?
Well, because dogs don't have wings.
What if we made him some?
Well, we could. How about some orange wings?
Blue.
You like blue? Okay, we could do that.
It's remarkable how much you can enjoy a meal when you have a little help from a friend called Lipton.
Mommy, if Mary Ellen came from you, does that mean I came from Daddy?
Lipton pasta and sauce. Time to savor.
How's she doing?
First, you were sick. Then your brother. What a week. What can you do? Plenty of rest, liquids, children's Tylenol to bring down the fever. Whoever invented children's Tylenol must have been a parent. Children's Tylenol. It's fast, and I can trust it. And when I give it to the kids, we both feel better.
Condition my hair? Always. But I don't just use any conditioner. It has to be Pantene Pro V conditioner. Here's why. You can lose your shine because hairs can split all over, not just at the ends.
Pantene's Pro Vitamins penetrate deep into the roots, while the conditioning formula finds and reinforces all the weak areas. So for hair so healthy looking, it shines. Pantene Pro V Conditioner.
Try it. Split hairs don't have to happen.
I love how clean and dry Always Maxis are, but I want to feel fresh any day. So I choose Always Panty Liners with dry weave. Unlike other liners, Always stays so clean and dry on top, baby powder blows away, thanks to the dry weave top sheet. So for any day freshness, I choose a liner that's so clean and dry, it lets me feel morning fresh.
Always Panty Liners with the same dry weave top sheet as Always Maxis. Because every woman has a system, Always with dry weave makes it cleaner and drier.
He's waiting for the rest of the story. I'm sorry about earlier. I was just so frightened.
Oh, no, Maud. My hands are still shaking. Maud. I can't wait to see this little one.
I've heard you make up stories for years now, but that one about the cyclone really sounded interesting.
Well, let's just say I was inspired.
I hope there's more to it. Frank Jr. will never forgive you if there isn't.
I know. Well, I'll come up with something.
Our second son was born on February 12th, 1886. We named him Robert Stanton. Soon after he was born, my mother came to stay with us a while. She was on a lecture tour for the suffragette movement.
Hold Robert, please.
Of course.
Frank Jr., Grandmother Gage needs silence.
Try not to do that, sweetheart.
Do more than try.
Come here, Bunny. Would you like to hear a story?
Yes, Papa.
All right. This is a story about a witch.
Do you think that's advisable just prior to bedtime?
Oh, you're thinking all witches are bad, Mother Gage.
Aren't they, Papa?
Not at all. You see, it all depends on what part of the magic land a witch comes from. If she comes from the east, well, then she's a very wicked witch and hates everybody. But if she comes from the north, she'd be extremely beautiful and kind. Everyone in the magic land couldn't help but love her for her wisdom and for her beauty. Both the children asleep? Mother Gage, too, I trust? Maud, it's not that I don't admire her beliefs, it's just
She
that...
does crowd the house a little, doesn't she?
I've been thinking about the letter your sister wrote to you.
Yes.
Well, I find it interesting that she says that the Dakota Territory is the place to be.
Oh?
That Aberdeen's growing so fast, it's going to be the Chicago of the Northwest in a few years.
Well, that's what they say.
Well, Maud, I've heard myself that men come there with very little money, and then they end up with fortunes, like your brother-in-law Charlie did.
Yes, but Charlie struggled for many years.
But, Maud, you know how much I hate working in that store?
I know,
We
Frank,
could
I
open
know.
our own store in Aberdeen, a big one, and I was thinking of maybe opening up a little printing shop or a newspaper, anything. Your sister says it's wide open for development.
But we have a home here, Frank.
But we can have a home there, too, Maud. A better one. I could make so much more money. Just think about it, will you, Maud? I know I can make a go of it and be a big success. Will you think about it?
All right, I will. I'll think about it.
What's that smell, Papa?
Helen is looking so forward to having you all here.
Oh, I can't wait to see her, Charlie.
You're gonna love it here in Aberdeen, Frank. You're just gonna love it.
What have I done?
What, Papa?
Nothing, son. Nothing.
Oh, I can hardly believe my eyes. Wonderful. Thank you.
Robert.
Oh, Robert, I am so glad to see you. Oh, you are a beautiful little boy.
Hello, Helen.
Oh, no. Oh, Frank Jr., it's been so long and you're almost grown. I can't
Helen.
believe it. Frank, hello, you must be exhausted from your trip. Come on in.
Come on in, come on in.
Side-based sandwiches and lemonade. Oh, yes, how small. Oh, thank you. Well, it's small, but we're comfortable. Oh, I've got a room back here for you with some things. Frank Jr.?
Well, guess I'll get on back to lumberyard. Chief can't leave the tribe for too long, know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
See you at supper, Frank.
See ya.
Bye, honey.
Bye.
Well, that'll be fine, Helen. Oh, I was hoping...
I see you. Who are you? What's your name?
Dorothy.
Well, hello, Dorothy.
Soon after we arrived in Aberdeen, Frank borrowed money to create the most wondrous store the prairie had ever seen. He employed every able carpenter and craftsman in Aberdeen and the surrounding territories. Frank ordered porcelains from Europe and the finest silks from the Far East.
How are we doing, Mr. Harris?
Just fine, Mr. Baum. I have these shelves finished for you by this evening. Unless you want scalloped edges.
That would look better, wouldn't it?
Well, yes, sir, it would.
Then scalloped edges it is.
I commence working on that come first light.
Thank you.
Looks like you got some company.
Hello, Papa.
Bunny, how are you, Dorothy?
Fine, Uncle Frank.
Darling. Helen, isn't this going to look wonderful?
Oh, it certainly is. Charlie says you've ordered 7 more crates of Bohemian glassware.
They're going to love it, Maud.
7 crates?
Frank Jr., Dorothy, be careful.
Frank, we have so much already. So much pottery and decorated tableware, Haviland and Carlsbad china.
It's going to sell, Maud, all of it. Believe me, people around here have never seen anything like it.
I believe that.
Don't worry, the bank will cover it. This store is going to be a huge success, trust me.
It's a castle and a princess lives in it. And a king.
Frank, this is beautiful.
It's Italian.
Yes? Mr. Baum? Mr. Baum? Down here, Mr. Baum. My name is Ned Brown.
Oh. Hello, Mr. Brown.
Oh, call me Ned.
What can I do for you, Ned?
Well, here's the story, Mr. Baum. I was traveling with Kelly's Circus. I fell ill here in Aberdeen, and they had to leave me behind. I've been doing odd jobs here and there, and thought maybe you could use some help.
I don't see why not, Ned. You ready to work right now?
I'm your man, Mr. Baum.
Fine. Ned, you are going to be a part of the biggest, most important store this territory has ever seen.
Only the best at Baum's Bazaar.
Uncle Frank, why does he have a crow on his shoulder? Shouldn't he be scaring it away?
He should, but he's not smart enough.
Scarecrows can be smart.
Well, they can if they have a brain.
Can a scarecrow have a brain?
Well, sure, son. But this one doesn't. You know why?
Why?
Well, come here, kids. I'll tell you. It's because the farmer never gave him one.
What farmer, Mr. Baum?
Hello, can I show you something today?
The little farmer in the magic land.
The magic land that you have to fly to in a house?
That's right, but that's another part of the story. The part I want to tell you is why the scarecrow has no brain and why he couldn't scare the crows away. You see, when the farmer made the scarecrow's head, first he made a nose for it. Then he painted ears on the scarecrow's head, and as soon as he did that, the scarecrow could suddenly hear all the sounds of the farm. Then the farmer dipped his brush again into the magic paint, and he painted eyes on the scarecrow's head. And when he did that, the scarecrow opened them and looked right at the farmer. And then the scarecrow looked at everything else around him. He was very curious because this was his first glimpse of the magic land. Then the farmer painted a mouth on the scarecrow's head. And what do you think? You'd think he would talk, but he couldn't. He couldn't talk because he didn't know what a mouth was for. So he didn't say a word. The farmer propped the scarecrow upright in his cornfield, fixed his vest, then looked at his creation one more time. No sooner had the little farmer walked away.
I wonder why the farmer ever thought he'd fool me with you. Well, can't you talk?
I guess I can.
So all you're ever gonna do is talk. You'll never scare a crow away, that I guarantee.
Why?
Because you haven't got a brain in your head. The farmer forgot to give you one. Ha, 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 ha.
Frank.
Ha.
Frank.
Ha.
Frank.
What?
We need to talk.
Oh. What is it?
No one's buying anything.
They aren't?
No. All they do is look.
Oh, don't worry, Maude. It's the first day. They're just not used to it. Once they are, they'll buy everything. This bazaar is going to be a huge success. Take my word for it. Anyway, children.
May I help you?
All the crows. All the crows.
There's Sharks in the Ringer this month on YTV's Brainwash. Hang out with Carrie Funkwash and Ed Brainbin on television's craziest laundromat every weekend 8 till noon. And get the lowdown on our Sleep with Sharks contest, brought to you by Crayola and SeaWorld.
You must be very hungry.
Hector Boyardee never forgot the importance of quality ingredients when he grew up and became Chef Boyardee, making wholesome food families love.
Jessica. I'm Mr. Crunch. I'm Mr. Munch. TV merely satisfies your hunger for romance.
But Crunch and Munch satisfies your deeper passions for fluffy popcorn.
Crunchy nuts.
Rich, buttery toffee.
Try it. It's all your passions in one bite.
Find the cave at high noon on the day of the summer solstice.
She set out in search of the treasure she'd always dreamed of.
Isn't that mountain full of caves and mines? And one of them is going to lead us to the Fortress of Gold.
And found the friend she'd never had.
Jody's in danger!
Universal Pictures presents Casper's Christina Ricci and My Girl's Anna Klumsky. Gold Diggers, The Secret of Bear Mountain.
This will be the greatest adventure you'll ever have.
Now playing at theaters everywhere.
Long-lasting Energizer batteries just keep going and going.
When hosting an AFS exchange student, you'll find yourself doing things you never dreamed of.
For people like myself who have never had children, hosting allows me to skip the diapers and still have a beautiful daughter.
Family activities are even more fun when you host an exchange student.
For information about hosting an exchange student, call 1-800-361-7248.
Unfortunately, the bazaar was not a huge success. Far from it. There had been a bad drought earlier that year. The crops were poor, and Aberdeen's economy was in the doldrums. Our bank account kept getting smaller, while our family kept getting bigger. Harry Neil Baum was born on December 17th, 1889.
How's the baby?
He's fine. Which is more than I can say about my dream store.
It's all right, Uncle Frank. You have to believe in your dreams. That's what you say.
Trapped by my own words. Is your mom giving you something for that?
Some stuff on a spoon.
Some stuff on a spoon? These will make that stuff taste so much better.
Thank you, Uncle Frank.
All right, sweetheart.
Appreciate it, Mrs. Baum.
Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Southby just made another purchase on credit.
I hate to say no when they need things, Maude.
Frank, we have 161 accounts past due.
Things are bound to pick up.
Frank was always optimistic, but something happened that year that even his spirit couldn't overcome.
Sweetheart, Uncle Frank is here.
Hello, Uncle Frank.
How are you, darling?
I'm fine. Uncle Frank, will you tell me some more about the magic land and the little boy who flew there in the house?
I would love to tell you about that.
I'm gonna go get you something else to drink.
Dorothy? I've got a secret I have to tell you.
Poor Uncle Frank.
It's just between you and me. It really wasn't a little boy.
It wasn't?
It was a little girl. And her name was Dorothy. She was born in the Dakota Territory, just like you. And she lived with her Uncle Henry, who was a farmer, and the farmer's wife, whose name was,
Emily?
What?
Emily?
How did you know that? Except they didn't call her Emily. They called her M for short. Well, you know how the little girl, whose name was
Dorothy?
flew to the magic land in her house. She met the good witch and the bad witch and the little people and the scarecrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to tell you the story about the next person Dorothy met in the magic land. He was a man completely made out of tin.
Tin?
Yes. Nothing but tin. From the top of his cap to the tip of his toes. And he lived in a little cottage in the forest. Oh, he was a wonderful sight to see, Dorothy. He shone so brightly in the golden sunlight that it blinded you if you looked at him. Once in a while, he had to oil an arm or a leg. But he didn't mind that. He would have been the happiest tin man in the world, except that the tinsmith forgot to give him a heart. He had no heart. I don't know, maybe he was lucky, Dorothy. That way his heart could never break. Oddly enough, the Tin Man didn't like to chop down trees, so he always patted them and thanked them before he had to strike them with his axe. The problem on this particular day was that the sky grew dark. The Tin Woodsman should have gone back inside his cottage, but he had so much work to do that he hadn't paid attention to the sky. And before he realized the danger, it began to rain and rain and rain, and all his joints began to rust until he couldn't move.
less than $100 to our name, and Frank's unwillingness to ever admit defeat, he managed to buy a local newspaper from its retiring owner. No money down and small monthly payments. Frank's continuing sorrow over Dorothy's death, coupled with his heavy workload as he tried to pay off all our creditors, led to one of the most horrible experiences of our lives.
You write this article about my wife's birthday party?
I write every article.
It was the pig event of the season.
I'm sorry, of course. I meant the big event of the season.
That isn't what you wrote. That isn't what my wife read. And that isn't what the citizens of Aberdeen read.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Bannon. Al Bannon. What are you looking at, Shorty?
It's just that I'm kind of tired. I haven't been getting much sleep.
I don't give a damn how much sleep you've had.
I said I was sorry. I'll be very happy to print a retraction.
Now you look here, Baum.
No, you listen, sir. I explained to you I was exhausted. I made a simple mistake.
My wife ain't no pig.
Well, what would you like me to do about it? Hang myself? Destroy my newspaper?
Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. You be there.
What are you saying?
And bring a pistol.
What do you mean? Wait a minute. What, Miss... This can't be happening.
I think he meant it, Mr. Baum.
Frank, this is insane. You cannot fight a duel.
I know I can't, Maud, but what am I supposed to do?
Go out to his house and talk to him.